You wake up after a long, stressful week. Work was exhausting. Your boss annoyed you. You barely had time to relax. So on Friday night, you open your phone and think, I deserve this. Maybe it's a new pair of shoes. Maybe it's expensive food delivery. Maybe it's a gadget you weren't planning to buy. And in that moment, spending money doesn't feel irresponsible. It feels earned. But here's the strange part. Some of the biggest financial problems people face don't come from being careless with money. They come from trying to reward themselves. And once you notice this pattern, you start seeing it everywhere. Because I deserve this, spending is one of the most powerful psychological traps in personal finance. Not because people are lazy. Not because they're bad with money. But because their brain is trying to solve an emotional problem with financial decisions. And most people never realize it's happening. Think about it. After a difficult day, people buy comfort food. After getting a promotion, they upgrade their car. After feeling sad, stressed, bored, or lonely, they buy something small to feel better. Spending becomes emotional self-care. The problem is, the emotional relief is real. But it's temporary. It's kind of like scratching a mosquito bite. For a few seconds, it feels amazing. But afterward, the irritation comes back. Sometimes even worse. And modern companies understand this perfectly. That's why so much advertising is built around emotional rewards. You've earned it. Treat yourself. You work hard. You deserve better. Notice something. Very few ads talk about long-term happiness. They focus on immediate emotional relief. Because emotionally tired people are easier to sell to. And this creates a dangerous cycle. You work hard. You feel stressed. You spend money to feel better. Now you need more money because you spent more. So you work even harder. Then the cycle repeats. Over time, people slowly confuse spending with happiness. But wealth works almost the opposite way. Real wealth is usually built through delayed gratification. That sounds complicated, but it's actually simple. Delayed gratification means giving up a small pleasure today for a bigger reward later. Like investing money instead of spending it immediately. The problem is that our brains are not naturally designed for this. Your brain loves instant rewards. If someone offered you $50 today or $100 a month from now, many people would still choose the $50. Not because it's smarter, because immediate rewards feel emotionally stronger. And companies take advantage of this constantly. That's why one-click shopping exists. That's why food delivery apps send notifications late at night. That's why buy now, pay later became so popular. The easier spending becomes, the less time your brain has to think logically. And here, where the deeper psychology gets interesting. A lot of I deserve this spending isn't actually about the product. It's about identity. People don't just buy things. They buy feelings. A luxury watch might represent success. Expensive clothes might represent confidence. A fancy car might represent status. Sometimes people are really buying proof that their hard work mattered. But external rewards create a problem. They constantly reset. The excitement fades quickly. Psychologists call this hedonic adaptation, which basically means humans get used to improvements very fast. The new phone becomes normal. The upgraded apartment becomes ordinary. The expensive purchase stops feeling exciting. And then the brain searches for the next reward. That's why people can earn twice as much money as before and still feel financially stressed. Because their emotional spending grows with their income. This is called lifestyle inflation. And it quietly traps millions of people. The strange thing is, many wealthy people understand a secret that sounds boring at first. Freedom feels better than consumption. Having money invested. Having fewer financial worries. Having the ability to walk away from bad jobs. Those things create long-term peace. Not just temporary excitement. And that doesn't mean you should never enjoy your money. That's not the lesson. The real lesson is becoming aware of why you're spending. Are you buying something because it genuinely improves your life? Or because you're emotionally exhausted and your brain wants relief? That one question alone can completely change your financial future. Because once people stop using money to constantly repair their emotions, they finally start building wealth instead of escaping stress. And ironically, the people who delay small rewards today often end up with the biggest rewards later.